Okay, so now we come to the section that, all the harmonies and melodies are kind of involved with. Starts like this. There's no real harmony here, but this is how the section goes. Okay, so let's get into that. Okay, so firstly I would like to say, I know this sounds silly, but make sure you know what key the song is in before you get into all these little melodies and such. If you know that it's in the key of G stroke E minor, yes, the guitar's tuned down a semitone, but still for where we're playing it's essentially those positions. You'll know the shapes. Just if you know these, the positions for E minor, which a lot of guitarists do because it's one of the first, keys that you tend to learn. Getting into like the E natural minor and such. And that's a good place to start. Anyway, let's get to the melody. So we have the first section. Okay. Basically, we're starting on the 5th fret of the A. For the first two lead-in notes, so we have 5, 7, and then we play the G note here, the 5th fret on the D. Just putting that quick vibrato that they use here gets the sound, kind of the authentic sound there. Then we have, well, actually it kind of goes, okay. So we're going to play the 5th fret on the D, and then slide from the 7th to the 9th on the same string. And then we're going to go 7th fret, first finger here on the G. Then I kind of go, I slide from the 7th to the 9th, and then play the 7th again. Add that vibrato, okay? I slide because that's just kind of what it sounds like they're doing on the track. Okay, that's the first little section there. Okay, so next we have okay, so here we play the 12th, then 11th and 9th on the G. Again, that fast vibrato there. Then we go to 7, 9, 7 with that rhythm. Okay. Then we slide from the 7th to the 9th on the D, and then play the 7th on the G. Okay. Now that slide can catch some people out. It's just again what it sounds like it's doing, but it's at a speed where it's it's not so bad to fumble too much on it. It's just because we're sliding with the 3rd finger from the same fret that we played with the first finger previous. It's kind of, that's where it can catch you out. So you have to shift your hand. Just practice that kind of thing. Then we have after that, which is 9th fret on the D, and then 7 slide to 9. Again, picking all these notes, but on the G. So then, okay. So basically, after those first 3 notes, we have 7, 9, 7 on the G, and then slide from the 7th, kind of a ghost slide down to the, from the 9th to the 7th on the D, and then the 5th. And then we go. Okay, which is 7, 9, 10. have to slide into that last note, but you can if you want to. Then so then it after that 7, 9, 10 we go 9, 7, 5. Okay. Then I go again, sliding into that 7th fret on the A, then playing the 5th. Okay. Then it's okay, 5, 7 on the A, then 5 on the D. Then it's okay, twice again on the 5th fret, and then 7th fret, and then 5. Okay. So that's that section then, and then that's where it leads up into that higher bit now, and we'll get to that next. Okay, so now we have one of my favourite sections of the whole song. Sounds like this. Okay, beautiful little phrase. The first 3 notes here, they're kind of upstroke cut off. It's kind of like an offbeat triplet sort of thing. I'll play the backing track and then kind of do some dead notes as a rhythm with it, and you can kind of get the feel. 1, 2, 3 sort of thing, right? So you kind of got that, and basically the notes are 15th fret on the B and 12, 14 on the high A. Then we bend that 14th fret up a half tone, and a little bit after we've bent it, we apply some vibrato. Okay? Then we release that bend again. See what I mean? Very delicate. So, without the vibrato. And then we play it again. Then we do this little phrase here. Again, that little iris twiddle, which is basically 12, hammer onto 14 on the high E, by the way, pull back off to the 12. So then it's, so that's 15, 13 on the B. And then we go back to the 15th, and then bend up on the 14th fret of the G, a full tone. And then cut it off at the top. And then play the 12th fret of the G. Add some vibrato, okay? So there's so many nuances in these little phrases here that make them sound really good, you know? It's kind of that bend. You just need to work on those little things, and that's what makes these phrases sound the way they do. You know, the notes are the notes, but, you know, it's kind of the way that you hammer on and pull off, like a, you know, it's the Irish way of doing it, as opposed to, you got, you know, it's very slight little difference, but it gets the sound, you know. So the next phrase sounds like this. Okay, so slightly different. Again, there's 3 notes, so 15 on the B, 12 and 14 on the high E to start off with, but in a different rhythm. Okay? Then that bend. With, again, apply the vibrato, bend down, and then stop the note. Okay? And then So yeah, that's what we have so far. And then we have that little twiddle to the 12, 14, the 12 again, Irish. Then we have that part there, 15 on the B, then bend up a full tone on the 14th on the G, and then just play the 14th. Okay, so there we go. So now we have another climactic little phrase here. Fantastic. Twice here on the 15th of the B, and then bend that 17th fret on the high E up a full tone, add some vibrato. So after this, after that bend, we then go to playing the 17th fret on the high E twice, and then little Irish twiddle from the 15th to the 17th to the 15th. Okay. And then little tricky part here, we have to shift from our first finger being on the 15th fret to the third finger, but then on the B string, okay? So we end up with the first finger on the 15th fret on the high E. Then we shift down, third finger, 15th fret on the B. Then we go, okay, which is full tone bend on the 15th fret, then 15th fret on the high E after we stop the note that we bent up previous. And then we just play the 15th fret on the B. Okay. So it leads into this phrase basically. Okay. So yeah, that 15th fret on the B, and then full tone bend on the 14th on the G. Cut it off at the top, and then play the 12th fret on the G. Okay. Little part there, okay? Then we have, then it goes 11, 12, 14 on the G. Bend that 14th fret up after that, then play the high E on the 12th fret. So with that high E, it's going to be, okay? Then we have this little phrase here. Okay. A lot of this going on in this song here. Basically the 15th fret of the B, and then we bend up a full tone on the 14th fret of the G. And then we just play the 14th fret on the G after it. So we cut that bend off, and then play the 14th fret with no bend. We don't want to hear the sound of the bend being released, anything like that. So these are little things you might have to practice with the string bends. And then we go. Okay. 12th fret on the G, then 15th on the D, and then it's 11, 12 on the G again. The last note, add some vibrato, and then after that we kind of go just the 12th fret on the G and B, basically slide down. I mean, you can even just do it that way with the second and ring finger. Okay. And that's the end of that little high part there. It's just a lovely sounding part of the song. One of my favourites.